Welcome to all of you. Today I am going to discuss VAT on financial services. So this might be useful for university students, CS students, tax professionals, and anyone who is interested to learn on VAT on financial services, mainly bank, finance companies, and others who are providing financial services. They are liable to pay VAT on financial services, not the normal VAT. Then the separate calculation is there. So those things we'll discuss in a summary form. So first of all, I will summarize all key content into this mind map. So first of all, let me take here in the middle that one financial service, right? Here let's say VAT on financial services, right? You take VAT on financial services. This is coming under the Value Added Tax Act, VAT Act number 14 of 2002, right? This is coming under the Value Added Tax Act number 14 of 2002. So, when introducing the VAT, because as you are aware, VAT we have to pay on value of supplies based on the turnover, right? Then the most company they make sales, then they need to collect VAT. So when it's come to finance company or the bank, right? How they can collect VAT? Will they issue invoice for the person who are obtaining loan, for the customers who are obtaining loans? No. For the policing facilities? No. Right? They are not collecting. So therefore, how government can collect tax VAT on those companies? That was the problem. Then the later, after introducing the Value Added Tax Act in 2002, subsequently, they came up with the amendment to the Chapter 3 as A with effective from 1st January 2003 onward. Then they have to have a separate calculation on VAT on financial services. So then there's a separate calculation method because most of bank or finance company or any other person who are providing financial services, they will not issue invoices to the customers. So how they can collect taxes, the value added tax. So that was the biggest problem. Finally they came up with the introduction to the VAT Act, the value addition as other countries, those who are also doing practice. So VAT, then the usually normal company. So if we come to normal company, they pay VAT on turnover, right? Turnover. So if you take bank and finance companies, so mainly these two people, bank and finance companies. So then the bank and finance company, they pay on value addition attributable to financial services. Then the VAAFS, right? Value addition attributable to financial service. Then how to arrive value addition on financial service is different calculation is there as gazetted, right? We need to take the profit and then there are some adjustments, right? There are some adjustments, plus minuses, right? Then finally we have to apply the VAT on financial rate, currently 18%, right? So that's how the mechanism, right? Profit, we need to take the profit and do some adjustments to that, right? So here we can directly consider what are the taxable supply. So then we can apply directly the rate applicable for that, right? So normal VAT rate is 15% with effective from 1st January 2004 onward, 2024 onward. The VAT rate also increased to 18%, like finance companies, VAT on financial services, right? So this 18% is applicable for other companies with effective from 1st January 2024, right? Then it is proposal also passed in the parliament. We are wait for the legal enactment, right? We are waiting for that, right? Okay, right? Hope it's clear, right? So Value-Added Tax Act as amended, applicable. So I would say as amended, right? So then we need to identify the VAT Act says financial services means, right? What are the financial services, right? What are the financial services? What are the financial services? If you can refer section 25F in the Value-Added Tax Act, it says anyone who are accepting deposit, right? Providing interest, the section 25F, you may refer that one. The definition is there, right? Then the who are accepting savings, FDs, right? Providing interest and giving loan, exchange foreign currency, right? So what are the financial service in basic? If I write down, those who are accepting savings or deposit, right? Deposit, current account, right? Then the exchange, foreign currency exchange, or loans, providing loans or leases, right? Leases likewise. All these things we categorize usually in the finance sector will come, right? For when it's come to leasing, then the hire purchase also will come here, right? When it's come to leasing, the prior to 25th October 2014, those companies paid normal VAT, right? After this date onward, after 25th October, after 25th October 2014 onward, they were subject to VAT on financial service. Previously, they paid normal VAT, right? Prior to that, they paid normal, right? Prior to this date, right? Normal VAT liable, right? So this is also you need to remember when it's come to lease, right? When it's come to lease, you need to remember, right? When it's come to lease, right? You need to remember if it is prior to 25th October 2000, 2014 here, right? 2014 normal VAT prior to 2014 normal VAT. Then the after 25th or no after right? 25th October 2014, the VAT on financial service, right? Here VAT on financial service, here normal VAT, right? Hope this is also clear, right? We need to identify if you get a question in the exam, also whether its services belongs to prior to this period or after that period, right? When it's come to lease, right? Any interest belong to leasing interest. If question says leasing interest prior to this date, yes, normal VAT apply. Then you can exclude from the financial turnover, right? So then there are some exemptions. I will not write down these things in the mind map. So if you want, you can include those things. I will use very important key contents in the mind map, right? So when it's come to the person who the services providing financial services, even though these people providing financial services, it is also excluded, right? Corporate societies, right? Corporate societies registered under the corporate law number 5 of 1972, right? If you take in your village, right, you might have Sarvodaya, right? Sanasa Samiti, right? there are some cooperative societies, right? The cooperative banks, which govern under, which are registered under the cooperative law. Those people also excluded because then they will get only small interest from the rural areas. They are providing loans to their villages, right? So this is exemption. The Lady Lahore Loan Fund also established. I will share that one. Then that is also established mainly for the purpose of providing loans to government employees at a concessionary rate. If you can Google and see Lahore area Nayam Haramdal, right? So when it comes to this, what is their objective? To relieve indebtedness of employees of the government, public corporation, the state institution members of the three forces by providing short-term loans without delay on concessionary rates. Adu poliyata nayadena government employees letter. So this is right. Then they will get interest income that is called financial service. Right? Even though they are getting financial revenue as providing financial service is also exempt, right? May here VAT on financial service given known. So unit trust or mutual fund, no need to pay. Central Bank of Sri Lanka also exempted. Deposit insurance scheme also, Sri Lanka deposit insurance scheme also excluded from financial services. Right. Right. So here, right, when it's come to VAT on financial services applicable, right, for following persons. In short, we can say these people need to pay VAT on financial service. In other words, right, then any person who are providing financial service, yes, liable to pay. But in short, we can say in other words, these people like required to pay, right? If I take these things into the mind map, right? So who liable to pay, right? Here, if you take here, the people who liable to pay, right? Liable persons, right? Liable persons. If I take in simply the first, we can say all banks and the finance companies, right? Finance companies. Then in third, we can say here all person engage in business of exchange of currency. Then the foreign currency exchanges, right? So foreign currency exchanges, person who are exchanging foreign currency, right? So in other words, the next one who are providing credit finance, facility or hire purchase, sale of equipment, or brokers, right? Ukaskaruan, right? Then any person, right? Any person, the credit finance or hire purchase, HP, right? Then the one brokers, mainly these services are provided by most of the bank. Then it's come under banks, right? Then any other person who are providing financial service. Any person who are providing financial service, right? කවුරු හරි financial service කරනවා නම් person who provide financial service. Financial service in the sense what? Here. Financial service in the sense this one. Right? Financial service කරන ඕනම කෙනෙක්. Right? Any person who are providing financial service will come under this. Right? Right? Here I can put a star mark over here. Right? Any person who are providing financial service. Anyway, these people also provide financial service as specified above. But any person, here any person, even normal company liable to pay, right? Normal company as example, right? So there are some companies who are providing subsidiary and parent company or a holding companies, they provide loans to subsidiaries, right? If you take like company A, right? Company A, if you take company, let's say company A providing, right? They might provide financial services to their subsidiaries. P, Q, R, S. Let's say for subsidiaries, then the A might providing financial service to these people, right? So financial service in the sense A will provide loans to P, right? Loan. Then P will pay what is called interest, right? Interest. Then the interest, not like the market rate, very lower rate, maybe 5%, right? Maybe 5%. Then they are getting financial service income, right? They are providing loan and getting interest. So it's similar to the financial service, right? Then what IRD did was, then these people, the company A as a holding company, IRD forcefully registered as, right, person who need to pay VAT on financial service, and they are required to register for VAT on financial service. Then the IRD, most of the cases, they register these people as forced registration, right? අහන්න නැතුව මේ වගේ සර්විස් එකක් අයිඩෙන්ටිෆයි වුණොත් සබ්සිඩියරි එකට ලෝන් එකක් දීලා ඉන්ට්‍රස්ට් ඉන්කම් එකක් තියෙනවා නම් මෙයාලා අහන්නේ නැතුව VAT register කරලා තියෙනවා, right? There's a court case also in the Supreme Court going on this, right? Anyway, the IRD most probably will win the case. We never know, right, what will happen at the end. So anyway, the final situation is here. We can determine this, right? We can determine this based on this. They have financial service, right? They have providing financial service. Mr. A, or as a holding company, the holding company providing financial services to company P, right? This is holding company or a parent company, right? Right. So hope it's clear, right? Any person also can come under this, right? Providing financial services, right? Then the registration requirement. Registration requirement, even though VAT registration threshold increased to 75 million per quarter, and again it is raised to 20 million per quarter, normal VAT. But here it's not like normal VAT. For VAT on financial service, registration threshold is still 3 million. There's no any change up to now, right? Then the per annum 12 million. Then the registration requirement. Or may threshold එකට වඩා වැඩි නම් වගේ supply එක register වෙන්න ඕන. Right. When it's come to registration threshold, you always need to refer the registration threshold requirement, because the finance company, they have total turnover, right? Total turnover. Then we need to divide it to 2, right? So then the financial turnover, service turnover, and non-financial services, right? So then we have to look at financial service turnover, whether it is exceed 3 million. So if we can divide into 2 again, if we can divide this one into 2 again, right? So the financial service turnover, right? Financial service turnover, if it is here, turnover, right? If it is related to financial service, right? Then if it is exceed 3 million per quarter, right? And turnover, financial service turnover, if it is exceed 12 million per annum, right? If it is exceed 12 million per annum, then they have to register for VAT on financial service. Non-financial service turnover, right? Turnover පුළුවන් financial service කියලා කඩන්න පුළුවන්. Non-financial service කියලා කඩන්න පුළුවන්. The financial service turnover එක මිලියන 3ට වඩා වැඩි නම් financial service turnover එක quarter එකකට or අවුරුද්දට මිලියන 12ට වඩා වැඩි නම් then they have to register for VAT on financial service. Register for VAT FS. Right? So normal turnover, you have to have a separate threshold because as we discussed, the taxable supply, if it is exceed 20 million per quarter, right? So taxable supply exceed 80 million per annum, then you have to register for normal VAT. Then you have to register for normal VAT. Here, register for VAT on financial service. Here, register for normal VAT. Then the registration threshold also very clear, right? The financial service turnover, it should be exceeded 3 million per quarter or 12 million per annum, right? If it is so, you have to register. If you realize that your turnover, financial turnover exceed 3 million, right? Within 30 days, you have to register for VAT on financial service, right? You have to register within 30 days after realization. Now, after you realize that you are exceeding this particular threshold, right? After you get to know you are exceeding this particular threshold, you have to register, right? Hope this is also clear, right? Then the taxable periods and the furnishing return and the payment. I will discuss these things in a Excel because I will take those things into the mind map as well, but then I can explain it in easy way in Excel format as well. So here, the tax payment, when it's come to VAT on FS payment, right? VAT FS payment. Payments, usually we have to make the payment monthly, right? So when it's come to, let's say 2 months here, January and February. So January month, VAT on FS liability, right? For January month, VAT on FS liability, once they calculate, same as normal VAT, you have to make it on or before 20th day of the following month. That means 20th February, on or before 20th February, they have to settle the liability, right? They have to settle the VAT on FS liability, right? When it's come to return, right? When it's come to return, we have, right, VAT on FS return. When it's come to VAT on FS returns, right, we have 3 returns. One is, right, here let's take it in a line, right? Here let's say a company, April to March company, right? April to March company, let's say this is year of assessment, year 23, taxable period is 23, 24, right? So then they have to submit 3 return, right? 3 return. First one is first 6 months. In the first 6 months, they have to submit one return called interim estimate on or before 20th day of the following month, immediately after the 6 month finish, right? So that means April to September. April, May, June, July, August, September. April to September period, we have to submit first interim estimate. Here we call it as first interim estimate on or before 20th October. Right? This is called first interim estimate. Then again, then there's another interim estimate for the second period. There's another interim estimate called in the second period, right? Second period starting from October to March. October, November, December, January, February, March. This is the second 6 month. The first 6 month, right? So this is, we call it as second interim estimate return, separate return as second interim estimate. So this is due on 20th April. And then finally what you have to do is, finally you have to submit annual return on or before 30th annual return, on FS annual return, VAT on FS annual return, 30th September, right? 30th September. And also if there are any balance payment, you can pay also on this date, right? The return, if there are any balance payment, also you can make it, right? You can make it on this date, all right? This is the basic structure. Anyway, I will discuss this in Excel version as well for you to understand very clearly. So yeah, if I take here, right? If I take it here, right? Then the months, right? Let's say, because most of the company, if you take bank, they have calendar year basis financial statement. The calendar year in the sense, they are starting 1st January, let's say 2023, and to 31st December 2023. Then the others year of assessment basis. For the finance company, if you take finance company and that the 2023 to ending 31st March 2024, right? The calendar year taxpayers are there for VAT on FS, and as a year of assessment taxpayers also there. Let's take calendar year one because you are familiar with the year of assessment one. So when it's counted January, Feb, March, all the months here, right? I will take some months, right? So here, if you take first period, right? This is the year, no? This year, call it as the year 2023, right? Let's say this is the year, right? 2023. In this year, you have to have a separate 2 period is there, right? Interim estimate. Before moving to that, then the yeah, I will mark interim estimate as well. So the first period, I will use the color here, let's say yellow, right? Second period, we have to divide it full year into 2 periods, right? So this is easy for you to understand then, right? In the first period, first month, let's say monthly payment, first of all, we'll take January month payment. You need to make it January month payment. you have to make it right on or before 20th February as we discussed, right? As we discussed, we need to settle it, right? We need to settle it 20, right? Yeah, right? 20th February, 20th February, right? Then the January month payment, we have to make it on this date, right? January month, then on right? Payment January month payment. And the February month payment, you have to make it March. Likewise, you have to make monthly payment, right? So July month, August 20th, August month payment. September 20th, September month, October 20th, October month, November 20th, November month, December 20th, December month, January 20th, likewise. So all payment for the year, you have to make it like that. So I will mark those payment as well. So February 20th, year, then March 20th, right? March 20th, February 20th, March 20th, April 20th. Then this is, let's say February 20th, you paid 10 million, right? And March 20th, you paid 10 million, likewise you paid 15 million. Then the 6th month, you need to have separate set of return to be submitted, right? Or the 6 month interim file current year, right? Then what you have to do is why this system 6 month interim estimate is there, because this one also yellow, which is due on this final the payment for that particular 6 month, right? So this is due on July. Then you have to calculate how much you need to pay on this particular date, right? July 20. Because why IRD want to get higher revenue even in between the year, right? So first of all, in order to arrive, because most of the bank or finance company or the people, taxpayers, we love to pay lesser amount than I required, right? So they will pay a small amount as monthly payment. Finally, they will pay the balance. අපි පොඩි ගාණක් ගෙවාගෙන ගෙනාගෙන ගිහිල්ලා අවසානයේ තමයි balance එක ගෙඩියකින් ගෙවලා දාන්නේ. ඒක තමයි final payment එක කියලා හිතාගෙන. හැබැයි IRD එක revenue එක collect කරගන්න ඕන නිසා මොකද කරන්නේ? එයාලා අවසන් වෙනකන් ඉන්නේ නැතුව interim estimate එකක් දානවා. අවුරුද්ද මැදදී full 6 month හදලා return එකක් file කරන්න ඒකේ balance එකක් තියෙනවා නම් ගෙවන්න ඕන කියලා. Right? So what you have to do is you have to compute 6 month detail. Based on the 6 month detail you have to prepare a separate full set of computation pattern FS for 6 months, right? 6 months for 6 months, right? 6 months in the sense Jan to March, sorry, Jan to June. Let's say you calculated Jan to June 6 months, the tax liability is 65 million, right? 65 million based on 6 month financial. How much you have paid as for up to now, right? You have paid only how much? You have paid only, right? 50 million, right? Then how much you have to pay as balance, right? As a first interim payment, right? Then the first interim payment, you have to make 15 million, right? This 15 million, you have to make it on this date, right? On this date, 20th July, right? 20th July, as well as at the same time, you have to submit another document called what? Another document called first interim estimate. First interim estimate. You have to submit first interim estimate as well. First interim estimate, first interim return. So first interim return also it is required you to submit, right? You have to submit first interim return as well on this particular date, 20th July. Then when it's come to second half of the year, so July month payment, you have to make it on or before August, right? On or before August, right? On or before August 20th. Then the August month, September 20th. So September month VTFS, October 20th. October month VTFS, November 20th. November month VTFS, December 20th. December month VTFS, January 20th. Likewise, you have to make VTFS payments, right? Like this. This is 2024 then, right? So let's say you also paying for this period only 10 million. Here you paid 10 million. Here you are paying, let's say increase 12 million. You are paying 12 million, right? You are paying 12 million. So then when it's come to finish, when you finish entire 12-month period, you have to have a separate again full VAT on FS computation, or either you can at least for this second 6 months, because most of the company they do not have separate last 6 months for FS now. They will have full set of FS, then you have to calculate full set of VAT on FS liability for entire 12 months. වාට මොකද මාස 6ට FS එකක් මේ මාස 6ට වෙනම ගන්න බෑනේ. All හැමෝටම තියෙන bank or finance company, they will prepare full 12-month FS. Then what you have prepared for first 6 months, you can deduct and you can arrive to the first 6 month again VAT on FS liability as a fresh one, right? Then you will calculate VAT on FS liability for second 6 month, right? Just starting from July to December. In July until December. Then let's say you calculated tax liability according to the second 6 months, it's 80 million, right? How much you have paid? How much you have paid? You have paid 12 million each, right? Month, altogether 60 million, right? Then again there is a 20 million outstanding balance payable, right? It is required to pay as second interim payment. Second interim payment. It is required to pay second interim payment on this particular date, right? 20 million. You have to settle this 20 million in the January 20th, right? Here, July 20th was interim, second interim in the January 20th. So this is very important. First interim and the second interim payments, right? Government want to get at least in the middle, the higher income. People usually pay lesser amount in between, right? So at least at the 6 months time, they are expecting to get higher income. So that's why the second interim will come again in the 20th January, right? Second interim also required to submit the return, separate return on this date, right? Second interim return also will due on this date, right? This is the payment sequence, and to return already we have submitted. Then what will happen? At the end of the financial year, right? You will conduct separate audit, external audit. Then they will prepare audited financial statement. Then you have to recompute based on the audited financial statement, how much would be your actual tax, VAT on FS liability, right? How much would be your actual VAT on FS liability based on the audited financial statement. You will take audited financial statement right here. You will get audited financial statement here, audited financial statement, and you will recompute actual VAT effect. Then when it's come to actual VAT on FS liability, right here, you will compute actual based on audited financial statement VAT on FS liability for 12 months, entire 12 months after audit, receiving the audited financial statement, right? I don't remember the actual one here, right? So let's say you are getting, right, VAT on FS liability 150 million, right? 150 million. And throughout the year, how much you have paid? Altogether interim estimate and all these things, right? So this is the line entire year you have paid 145, right? 145. Then how much you need to pay as balance payment? A small amount, right? Then a small amount you have to pay final VAT FS payment, right? Final VAT FS payment. If it is return refundable, you can claim it subsequently year, right? So, right? So, right. There is a final payment. That particular amount you need to set when we are submitting annual VAT on FS computation. When you are submitting annual VAT on FS computation and the return, annual return. Here we call it as annual VAT FS return. Here we call it as annual VAT FS return. Right? Annual VAT FS return. Right? We have to submit. At the end of the year, right? After getting the audited financial statement, you have to submit annual VAT on financial service return, right? Then those specimens are there in the Inland Revenue website, right? So due dates also they are in the website. You can refer. So when it's come to forms and returns, right? You can download these specimens, right? The download forms and return, right? Here, if you go to VAT on financial service, here return on financial services, right? Schedules. Then the CY calendar year, then the annual assessment year, taxpayers, right? So the separate two returns, right? Instruction, separate instruction for them. Calendar year, can December company, bank, most of the bank, they have December end income year, financial years, right? So the return and schedule, this can be submitted via online as well, right? So calendar year taxpayers, right? That means starting from January to December, right? That is the assessment year taxpayers, April to March, right? So these things are there in the website also. You can refer those things, right? Due dates we discussed. Then you can easily convert these things into the April to March company, right? No need to do that one as well, right? Because then the same thing you have to copy paste, right? And here, when it's come to April to March, right? Here, nothing big issue, right? Here starting April. April. So we take April, May, June, July, August, September, 6 months, October, November, December, Jan, Feb, March. So here would be 23, 24 then, right? Here starting from 23 and ending 24, right? So then the 6 month, April to September plus 6 months, October to March, 6 months. And the first payment, May 20th is the first payment, and the May, June 20th. Likewise, the payment also you can adjust it accordingly. Right? Yeah. Then this date, first interim, April to September. Right? Second interim, October to March. Right? Right? The annual return by combining after receiving the audited financial statement. Most of the finance companies they have April to March year, right? So this is the other way around, right? The most of the finance company they have financial year starting from starting from April, right? They have to do the payment like this. The same thing. I just converted into the two different years, right? So mainly bank they have. If you take, you can go to the CSC, right? Columbus Stock Exchange and download annual report of HNB or whatever bank you prefer, right? So you can see this, right? The calendar year tax, calendar year, financial year, they have calendar year basis, right? Jan to December, right? They are paying return like this, and they are submitting return like this. That's it, right? Hope it's clear, right? Now it's very clear, right? So then the calculation method. When it's come to calculation method, we had two methods. Now currently we are practicing after 2013 onward attributable method, right? So then the gazette notification is there 2316/13 dated 24 January 2023. Gazette notification is there. You can refer how to do the computation. It's explaining the gazette notification, right? So I will also refer that here, how to calculate VAT on financial service, right? Calculation of VAT on financial service, right? And then I will not take into mind map because I don't have space here. If you are preparing the mind map, you can include that computation as well. So here, prefer to refer the, you can write down the gazette 212316/13, right? There's a notification is there dated 24th January 2023, right? The reason gazette notification, you may refer, right? I will show it to you as well, right? We go to the government website, the gazette. You can see this gazette notification on VAT on financial service. This one. It's downloading, right? Here you can see this gazette notification issued by removing the previous gazette notification, right? Don't refer this previous one, 2014 one, for your exam as well, right? Any exam, because 2014, right? We had NBT as well, because finance company, they paid NBT on financial service because they don't have turnover issue, not issuing invoices. They don't. Therefore, it comes under NBT on financial service under the VAT Act, right? So under this gazette. The previous gazette, if I download, you can see NBT. NBT on financial service, you have to calculate separately 2% on the value addition attributable to financial service, right? Here, the same version NBT came up recently with a different name called SSCL, Social Security Contribution Levy. Now you have to pay Social Security Contribution Levy for finance company as well, right? So 2.5% on value addition attributable to financial service. Then the Social Security and Islam gets taken as kara. So you need to refer this gazette, not this previous one, right? 2014 එක refer කරන්න එපා. Therefore I will remove that one. So you need to refer this, right? Right. The gazette also I have taken here, right? So let's look at the rates. Rate applicable for financial service. Different rate we had actually. So currently, then the 1920 when it's come to, it was 15% for VAT on FS, right? So, and the 2021, again we have 15%, right? So 21, 22, we went up with little difficulty because 9 months 15%, 3 month 18% for the companies who are having assessment taxpayers, assessment year taxpayers, year of assessment basis, right? April to March company. When it's come to 23, 24, right? Even 2023 January onward, first Jan 2023 onward, the applicable rate is 18%, right? The rate is 18%. So if you take Jan to December company, so Jan to December company, also they have full year 18%. Oh, here when it's come to April to March company also, right? Here, Jan to December is here, right? So Jan to December here, right? They also have December here, Jan to December also 18%, and then April to March also again 18 because this 3 month also, if you can refer this previous slide, December to January, they change it to 18%. Therefore, this year also we have the same thing, right? January onward, because this year 22, 23 also we had a 18%, 22, 23, 18%, right? And the 23 for both companies, bank, those who are having the calendar month, 18%, no worries, right? Then the finance company, those who are having year of assessment taxpayers, therefore it's easy for you to do the calculation because usually as a country we have different policies time to time, and because therefore fortunately for these 2 years we have flat rate for VAT on FS only, right? VAT on FS 18%, right? So how to do the calculation? So here, if you want to input that VAT on FS rate for your applicable year, so let's take the year, our year of assessment, the taxable period in VAT on FS law. VAT law, we call it as taxable period. Let's say 23, 24. We have the rate 18%, right? 18%, right? Then you need to calculate value addition attributable to financial service and apply the rate 18%. And you will get how much VAT on FS liability, right? So how to do that one? We'll go ahead with the calculation. With the gazette notification, emoluments is what? All the emoluments relating to then the employment payable and added in arriving to the value addition, right? Emoluments payable means cost remuneration payable to all the employees, right? Gross remuneration means cash benefit, non-cash benefit, even EPF, ETF, all these things we have to consider creativity, right? So we'll do the example, right? We will get to know all these things, right? Economic depreciation means what, right? Economic depreciation based on the very old gazette, we still refer the same in the new gazette as well. If you go to new gazette notification, right? The rates are there, right? These are the rates. By referring to the previous letter notification, we have the same rates, right? Still, right? So economic depreciation is a different from the income tax law, right? Don't mix it up those two, right? Then most of the students they think like that, the same, both are same. But when it's come to income tax, we do have plus minus, right? Allowable, disallowable adjustment. So by taking the accounting profit, then here what we will do is we will add accounting depreciation over here. You will add, then you will deduct what? Capital allowance. You will deduct capital allowance, right? Right. When it's come to VAT on financial service, right? When it's come to VAT on financial service, VAT is what you will do, right? When it's come to VAT on financial service, what we do is we will have a separate method of calculation, not like this plus minus, but here what we will do is we will add back accounting depreciation over here. We will add back accounting depreciation, right? Then we will deduct economic depreciation. Economic depreciation. Economic depreciation as gazetted. The rate quite different from the Inland Revenue Act. Here in the Inland Revenue Act, we have different rates, right? In the Inland Revenue Act, most assets we are allowed to claim 5 years, that means 20%, and the for building 5%. So here we have different rate, 10%, 25%, different rates. If you can see, right, 6.6, 25, 20, right, 12.5, 10%, right? So then these rates you have to apply when you are calculating the economic depreciation, right? So therefore, you need to refer the Gazette notification for that, not the Income Tax Act. We have a different law for this, right? Then don't mix it up other disallowable adjustment. Only you need to follow this formula, right? Don't ask whether we can add back bad debt provisions, all right, or any other provisions or entertainment. Those adjustments are not applicable here. You need to follow the same specific format, right? This is the format. You can't go beyond that. And the accounting depreciation, you have to add back, claim the capital gains. That's it. Emolument, we have to add back. That's it. That's it, right? So these are the FS charge to PNL, VAT and SSC charge to PNL, we have to add back. We can deduct those things again, right? So this calculation will do it, right, quickly. Then you will get to know what it is, right? Exactly. The rates are there. Right. Here, then these are the rate as we discussed. Right. Here, the per annual economic depreciation here, right? Then if you are computing monthly payment, right, you have to divide it by 12, right? In the exam, definitely most of the exam, you will get annual computations, right? Therefore, no need to divide by 12. So when it's in the practical, if you are working in a finance or bank, right, definitely you have to divide it by the respective months, right? So then the multiplied by respective month, divide by 12, multiply. If you are in the 5th month of the year, right, you can multiply it by 5, right? Likewise, you can claim the capital gains up to 5 months. Likewise, you have to do the calculation. But here in the exam, you can just take the value and multiply by 25% and claim the economic depreciation. Then here, another interesting story, all assets are subject to economic depreciation, right? The why? When it's come to normal income tax law, if it is motor car under motor vehicle, for in the Inland Revenue Act, we are not allowed to claim capital allowance, right? Not claim capital allowance. Here, in the VAT FS, right? In the VAT FS, we are allowed to claim economic depreciation. Economic depreciation. We are allowed to claim economic depreciation for motor car as well, right? Disregard of the asset, you are eligible or right? Economic depreciation shall not apply leasing stock of a company, bank or finance company. They are providing leasing facilities to their client. Then the asset, they can't claim the all such asset, they can't claim the economic depreciation, right? So this is the format, right? This is the format how to do the computation VAT on financial service. So I will go ahead with you in the Excel, right? How to compute this, right? How to compute this format. The how to compute value addition attributable to financial service and how to arrive VAT on FS liability, right? So when it's come to a company, they have turnover, right? Turnover. Then in a bank or finance company, what we have to do is we have to divide this turnover into two parts, right? Turnover belongs to, sorry, turnover belongs to financial service, right? Services, and turnover belong to non-financial services. Non-financial services, right? Let's say for financial service, we have 9,000 turn, right? Here, 1,000 turn. Altogether, total turnover would be, right, 10,000, right? Total turnover would be 10,000. As a percentage, if you take this one divided by total, right, you will get, right, you will get 90% and 10%, right? So you have to identify how much belong to financial services because you have to get the value addition attributable to financial service. Therefore, you very important on identification of turnover belong to financial service. And this is very important. Therefore, you first of all you have to identify in the exam or any question or the practical life how much belong to financial services, right? What are the terms more applicable for financial service? What are the terms more applicable for non-financial services, right? Right. So then when it's come to the computation, right? Here this is called total turnover, right? I would say here I will take it here to as total turnover, right? Right. Then you have to take before income tax expenses profit, right? Net profit or loss before income tax, right? Or loss, right? Versus losses, right? Before income tax. Profit before tax. In other words, right? Right? You need to get it. In other words, you can write down profit before tax, PBT. Right. Here, let's say 100, as example, 100 million, right? What you have to do is, as per the Gazette notification, you have to add what? You have to add what? You have to add VAT on FS, VAT on supply of financial service charged to PN, right? VAT on supply of financial service. Then here, in short, I will VAT on FS charge. So PN. Right? PN එකේ කොහොමත් VAT FS component එකක් තියෙනවනේ. ඒක add කරන්න. අපි nullify කරන්න යන්නේ. We neutralize the things we have already charged in the PN. Let's say 20 million. Right? Then again, as per the gazette notification, if you go ahead with the gazette, SSCL also we have to add back. SSCL charge to PN. Here, SSCL on FS. SSCL on FS charge to PN. SSCL on FS charge to PN also we have to eliminate. Right. We have to eliminate. That is also done. Then the next depreciation charge to accounting depreciation. In other words, accounting depreciation charge to PN. PN again accounting depreciation got income. Right? Let's say 60 million. Right? Let's say 60 million. Let's say emoluments for the salaries. Emoluments payable, right? Which are charged to PN. Let's say here 60 million again altogether, right? Emoluments. Right, here we'll take 30 million. Here, let's say 30 million, right? Altogether, you have to add back here altogether. You're adding back 160, right? You're adding back here 160, right? Altogether, as per the law. Here, not according to me, it's as per the law, we have added these things, right? Then we are deducting what? As per the law, we have to deduct the format we have to follow, right? Not like this, any other calculation according to the format given in the gazette notification, right? Economic depreciation. Economic depreciation, I will use short form. Economic depreciation, you have to calculate based on the rates given, right? Let's say here 30 as example, right? Here let's say 30. Then other than that, we don't have any deductions other than below, right? This then if you deduct this one, we call it as value addition prior to tax. Total value addition prior to tax. Here we call it as total value addition prior to tax. Total value addition prior to tax. I'm following the gazette notification, not any other thing, right? So total value addition prior to tax is 230, right? Then what you have to do, right? Then what you have to do is you have to get the right total value addition prior to tax, and then you have to get deduct VAT payable under the Value Added Tax Act. That is mean VAT on FS, right? And the SSCL payable, right? Under this act, right? These two also you have to deduct, right? Based on that. Here, first of all, here there's a small thing you have to get on this value addition attributable to financial service. How much, right? Here, I will go ahead with the format as well, which is issued by the Indian Revenue Department, the return format. Here, first of all, you have to consider how much belong to financial services, right? Then after getting this one, the prior to tax, and then value addition prior to tax attributable to financial service, it got to calculate, right? Financial service වලට ආවේ කොච්චරක්ද කියලා බලලා තමයි මේ දෙක අඩු කරන්නේ. In the gazette notification, it's not there, right? In the gazette notification, if you refer this attributable part is not there, right? Then it says in the section, right? On Here, if you go to this one, value addition attribute prior to tax attributable to financial service, right? Here, then this part also need to calculate, right? Then only you can deduct other things, right? Here, VAT on a value addition attributable to, right? Supply of financial service attributable to VAT Tax, right? Financial service, right? Value addition prior to tax attributable to financial service. How much? Because financial service is how much? 90%, right? 90%, right? Then attributable to financial service, value addition, total value addition prior to tax attributable to financial services this much, right? Based on this, in that, right? This 90% is this. Then this one multiplied by 90%. Attributable to financial service. Total value addition prior to tax. Here, total value addition prior to tax. Attributable to financial service. Attributed to financial services through 07. Then what you have to do is, then you can deduct, then you can deduct VAT on FS, right? VAT on FS. VAT on FS. Here, why I am deducting again? Here, we just add back the provisional figures which are charged to P&L. Then we are calculating based on this real figures we are removing here. Real figures. මොකද provision එක add back කරපු නිසා ඇත්තේ හරිම ගාන අඩු කරන්න. මේක add කරේ අපි හරි ගාන හදලා අඩු කරලා then you will calculate the exact amount, right? Then neutralizing both adjustments, then we'll do the calculation. VAT, right? VAT on FS less VAT on FS. VAT on FS based on the correct method, right? How to get value addition attributable to financial service, right? Divided by 120.5 and multiplied by 18. What is that? 120.5 kilogram. What is that? Here if you take VAT tax, so if you take normal VAT rate is 80%, right? The crop insurance, social security contribution levy is this much, right? All together, how much? 20.5, right? Then if we are assuming this include that 120.5, then rate take a percentage if you write down, right? As a percentage, this is 18%, right? Here, if you write down 0.25, right? As a percentage, right? Both, we will get here 20.5. If you add 100 over here, 120.5, right? And multiplied by 18 in the sense, this one divided by 120.5, since it is included 20.5, 120.5 multiplied by 18. Then you will get exactly how much belong to financial service, right? Right on financial service. It's 31, right? Then the same thing, right? Same thing here, VAT, right? SSCL on financial service. SSCL on financial service, value addition attributable to financial service divided by 120.5 multiplied by 2.5. Here also the same formula. Here you need to multiply it by 2.5. Then After deducting these two, you will get 172 million. We call it as value addition attributable to financial service, right? Then the value addition attributable to financial service. Value addition attributable to financial service. This is the word, right? Value addition attributable to financial service. Supply of financial service. Then you have to apply pattern FS. Here, and go ahead. Tax on financial service, you have to multiply it by 18%. Right? Tax on finance. VAT on financial service. Supply of tax කියන්න පුළුවන්. Even you can write down VAT on financial service. Supply of financial service. How much? This one into 18%. It should be equal to this one, right? Right? Right. Then the very clear. If you want to calculate SSCL on financial service, again, if you can calculate SSCL on financial service as well, not a hard and fast rule, right? This one into 2.5%. This is called SSCL on financial service. This is the basic computation, right? This is the basic computation. Hope it's clear to everyone, right? How to do the computation on VAT on financial service, right? Then let's look at the sample question, right? Then let's look at the sample question, mostly applicable for universities, final year students, or professional exam, final levels, right? You will get this type of question issue, right? Which I have prepared this one based on the by combining all the possible adjustments, right? Quick Finance PLC is a finance company listed in Colombo Stock Exchange according to our financial statement prepared for the year ended 31st March 2024. It has earned profit, right? It has earned profit before tax amounting to 54,350,000, right? Here, some information for the year ended 31st March 2024 as follows, right? So then what are the requirements first? First of all, you will have to look at the requirement, assess the VAT on FS liability for the year ended 31st March 2024 based on the Liability Tax Act provisions. And right. Then first of all, let's look at what are the information, revenue and operating income details given, right? And the interest on leases and overdue interest include interest income and facility granted prior to this one. Then here you can remember normal VAT applicable for that particular amounts, right? So we have to remove that one from the VAT on FS computation. So then the expenses are given. Then what are the expenses? Emolument, EPF, ETF, gratuity, depreciation, salary, all the emoluments and exemption expenses relating to the adjustments also given. In between other expenses also given. Economic depreciation claim in the previous year 2023, 31st March 2023, 2,800. None of the asset was fully depreciated in this year. None of the asset disposed. And then we can take it this one as it is. Then the following asset was purchased 23-24. Then we can claim capital economic depreciation for these things, right? A small calculation, but which already covered all the adjustments, right? So let's look at the same format. This same format I'll use in a separate sheet. I will take figures because in order to reduce the time, I will copy paste whatever the possible things from here, right? First of all, you need to identify the turnover, right? First of all, you need to identify the turnover and what are belongs to financial turnover, what are belongs to non-financial turnover, right? That is the main key task you have to do, right? Then this is another turnover, right? Then the interest on loan anyway financial, no need to have a breakup, so we can consider it's financial service. But anyway, we'll go ahead with the note, right? We'll go ahead with the note and see whether any uh, possible adjustments in the this thing is there, right? So, right? No, anyway, interest relating to even related party, that doesn't matter, it's subject to economics. Right? The related party loans කිව්වත් අදාළ නැහැ ඒක financial service, right? The කෙනෙක් මේක අයින් කරන්න පුළුවන් related party අයින් වෙන්න ඕනේ කියලා, no, it's not the case, right? Even if it is a related party, that's become a financial service. You are providing service, financial service. That's why very first time I told parent company or holding company providing loans to subsidiary, they will become a financial service provider. They have to pay VAT and financial service. That's why, right? Therefore, you have to consider all these things as financial service. Therefore, I will not take this breakup for analysis purpose, right? So most of the students, they will reconsider this one and remove some time, right? But it is then the අමාරුවෙන් දාලා තියෙන එක, right? So then here, if you take this other operating income, we'll take that. In the other operating income, right? Then I will take this line for financial service and non-financial service. Financial service and non-financial service. Then the financial service, what are the financial service? Here, right here, I will take total under this, right? Also here, right? Amounts as well. Here, easy loan, interest, easy payment, yes, financial service. Hire purchase, yes, financial service. Interest income on lease, financial service. But here there were some adjustments. Note, right? In respect of interest income on lease, include 4,100 belong to facilities granted prior to 25th. Then the prior to that, if you can remember my mind map as well, right? We mentioned that it is subject to normal VAT. Therefore, then the prior to that, right? So prior to that, it is subject to normal VAT, right? Therefore, we have to eliminate that part, right? Then how much non-financial service? 4,100. So non-financial service 4,100. Then balance amount, you can take it here, right? 52,000, right? Then here, treasury bill, financial service, term deposit, financial service. Here, even intercompany, whatever the things here, financial service. Overdue interest, if you can go to again the note. Overdue interest include 425. It is also facility granted prior to 25th October 2014, right? Again here, 425 we have to remove, right? Right. Then we have to consider the balance amount, right? Right. Right. It's clear, right? Then the financial service this much, non-financial service this much, and also other operating income we have to look at what are belong to financial, what are belong to non-financial service, right? All revenue lines you have to check, right? What are belong to financial service, what are belong to non-financial service. Commission income, right? We can consider as non-financial service. You can put an assumption if you have a doubt in the exam. Assume that those are, right? Assume that those are belong to non-financial service, right? Assume that those are belong to non-financial service. You can put an assumption, right? Assume that commission income, right? Commission income relating to non-financial service, right? Non-financial කියන්නේ banking activity එකක් නෙවෙයි, right? Then, right. Then if you take the next one, land sale, gain from land sale, it is also not fall under financial service, right? And then documentation charge, again, you can put assumption and note down, it is belong to non-financial service, right? If it is directly question says this documentation belong to loan facility, lease facility, in that context you can take it, otherwise you can exclude, put it with the assumption, right? Disposal of fixed asset, which anyway you have to remove that one because these we have to exclude from the financial service, right? And if you take rent income, again, no doubt, we have to anyway remove it. Rent income not belong to financial service. Here, dividend income. When it comes to dividend income, here, you have to consider this as a part of financial service because they do investment based on you are getting money to do reinvestment and all. So here, in this another one slide, I can explain that, right? Exclusions. Exclusions, right? Right? Exclusions are there when you are computing value addition, right? Zero exemptions, we have to remove zero rated supply, right? Taxable supply and a normal rate. Normal rate then now 15%, then proposed to introduce 18% with effective from 1st January 2024. January. January ඉඳලා 18යි. So normal VAT liable and VAT FS given on, right? Interest from intercompanies, here they have a fight conflict between the IRD and the taxpayers. The profit and interest arising intercompany transaction of a group company relating to any loan or advance of credit. However, if such interest received by such company in the group being a profit from a part of business, it cannot be removed, right? Therefore, such services is chargeable for VAT on FS. That's the position, right? Other than that, you can eliminate, but mostly it will not the case, right? There are certain funds, right? As discussed, interest income, right? Non-business, right? If most of the cases, if they are companies, right? Manufacturing company, let's say manufacturing company having interest income, they are not, we consider as it's investment income, not a business income, right? Investment income විදිහට bank එක investment income නෙවෙයි, right? So being a profit from a business, not being a profit from business, dividend income. Here separate inclusion is there, we'll discuss in the next slide. So dividend also, the share, then the profit and income dealing with shares for normal company, manufacturing company, and that service providing company, not the finance. Exchange of currency also, if it is a normal company, we can exclude, right? Exchange gain එකක් or export company එකක නා exchange gain එකක් එන්න පුළුවන්. Exchange gain එකට ගෙවන්න ඕනේ, right? If it is a normal manufacturing garment factory, they are exporting apparels, they will not subject to VAT on FS, right? They will not subject to pay VAT on FS. So they are doing the normal business. But here, 4 to 8 shall not apply for any bank, finance company, or licensed specialized bank, or person who registered in central bank or providing similar financial services, right? For these people, then the 4 to 8 interest, dividend, dealing with shares, profit from shares, exchange gains, exchange of currency, right? For bank, finance company, licensed specialized bank, right? Any person registered, not even any person not registered with the central bank, but providing financial, similar to such services by a finance company, right? Services provided by a finance company, right? This finance company එක provide කරන service වලට සමාන service එකක් කරගෙන යනවා නම් any other company එකක් වුණත්, right? Consider කරන්න ඕන that income, right? Mainly in the exam or any practical scenario, most of the bank, right? Finance companies, even though they have these things, we have to consider not like other non-financial service. You have to consider those things also in a finance company. Dividend income also as a financial service. Profit from shares as a financial service, right? Right, profit from share as a financial service. Here, supply of services outside Sri Lanka, out of this four, there's exclusion. If you are providing service, financial service to outside party, Sri Lanka, then you can eliminate, not subject to return FS, right here. Supply of that financial service to outside Sri Lanka. You are providing loan to foreign party, you are getting income, interest income, right? Then it's not common because there is a concession for you, right? In that case, after these things, so then how much would be the financial service, how much would be the non-financial service, right? Then you can easily calculate in total, right? If you total here, total turnover, right? Right. Take all totals, right? Then percentage wise, as a percentage wise, if you take it as a percentage wise, yeah, 100%, right? Total turnover. This one divided by total turnover. This one divided by total turnover. The 14% belong to non-financial service, 86% belong to financial service, right? Then we arrive to this. There's another short way without taking all these things. There's another short way to do this, right? Right? What is that? What is that? Here, the final slide also we discuss, right? So then, if you take here short method, total turnover, right? Total turnover, if we take it from here, right? Total turnover, somewhere we'll take it somewhere here. Total turnover is much, right? Then you can deduct what are the things belongs to non-financial service. You can deduct if you can directly identify the turnover belong to, relating to non-financial service. Non-financial service, if you can directly identify that particular amounts, right? So let's say, what are they? Directly identified, those things, right? What are they? Yeah, this one. This one is interest income on loans based on the note when you can do interest income on leases. And overdue interest, there is a component, right? These two you can easily take it, right? This one and this one, it's there in the picture, right? Then also, then other than that, if you go to in the section, to the section, then the based on this note, we have to remove that part, and also in the by looking the line item by each and every here, nothing, right? Because we have considered this one, and also we have considered this. Here we can't exclude anything as non-financial. කිසිම දෙයක් non-financial කියලා අයින් කරන්න බෑ. Right here, then if you go to here, commission income, yes, non-financial, is non-financial, rent income, non-financial, only these two only financial service, right? Then 35, if you take 35, only 3,000 only financial service. And then 32 belongs to other operating income. From other operating income, only 32,000 are coming under non-financial service. Here, you can take 32,000 non-financial. another method, right? Then if you remove that part, you will get exactly how much belong to turnover belongs to turnover relating to financial service, right? Financial service. Again, if you want to take it as a percentage, take this one divided by total turnover, you will get 86%, right, as a percentage. So, this is another way of doing. This is another way of doing the same thing, right? Same thing. If you have a doubt on this computation, I recommend you to follow this method, right? This method is easy, but little time consuming. But if you are familiar with this method, you can directly go ahead with this, right? You need to anyway get the percentage of turnover related to financial services, right? The financial service. Let me share the list of items. Let me check whether it's available. There are list of items belong to financial services. Let me check and share with you quickly. Right. Then what you have to do is you have to do the calculation part. First of all, you need to take the profit. So I will take the same format here in order to reduce time, right? So I will use the same format for here as well. So accounting profit before income tax. In the question, if you go to question says we'll do the computation in thousand, right? So 54,350, right? Here, let's say is in thousand. We'll go ahead with rupees in thousand, right? This is the amount considered, right? As profit before tax. Then what we have to do is based on the question, we have to take the figures one by one. Turnover already we have considered. Then what else? Then operating income considered. These two also we considered. Then when it's come to expenses, what we have to do? Supply on VAT on financial services, right? VAT on financial service charge to P&L, we have to add that, right? VAT on financial service charge to P&L. Here, we have to consider as a addition, right? As an addition. And then SSCL charge to P&L, right? Here, in the question, here, let me add that one as there, right? SSCL charge P&L. Then it is for you to give the correct understanding on all inclusive, right? So here, SSCL charge to P&L. Also, let's see, you have 1,250, right? 1,250 SSCL charge to P&L. SSCL charge to P&L, 1,250. Right? And accounting depreciation. Then whatever the things I am taking over here, I will highlight, right? Then the depreciation, 4,300. Here, 4,300. We'll take it 4,300. Emoluments. So emoluments, what are the things we have considered as emoluments? Here it's important you have to have understanding, right? Emoluments, what are, right? Here I will take all the expenses. It's easy for you to have some sort of idea. So depreciation we have taken. So up to this we have to take it over here. The below two things also we have considered. So out of this rest of the things, what are the things we have to consider as emolument, right? What are the things we have to consider as emolument? Here, yes, as a part of emoluments, we have to consider this one, EPF, ETF. Yes, gratuity we have to consider. Salary, anyway, we have to consider, right? Staff allowance, yes. Anyway, we have to consider. Staff incentive, yes. Staff welfare. Welfare කියන්නේ staff එකට direct benefit එකක් නෑ. Maybe t-shirt or any other activities or any other things, right? This is not a direct benefit to employees. Welfare කියන එකෙන් direct benefit එකක් නෑ. Employment benefit එකක් directly එන්නේ නෑ. Right? එයාලගේ salary එකට එකතු වෙන්නේ නෑ welfare දුන්නේ. Right? Welfare we can't consider. Advertising not direct fee. Sorry, yes. Direct fee we have to consider. Then again, staff, medical and insurance, yes, it's a direct benefit. Right? Then the bad and doubtful, not at all. Donation, not at all. Right? Then these are the things. Entertainment, not. Right? These are the things we have to consider as emolument. Right? Then, so what are, then let's total it all together. Then this much of emolument we have to add back. Then you need to have a separate working, right? That's fine. Let's say working 2, right? Because working 1 is applicable. Working 1 is you are required to have a separate turnover analysis. This is working 1, I would say, right? This is working 1, turnover analysis. Working 2, emoluments calculation, right? Then you have arrived to emolument calculation as well, right? Then you have added this emoluments part, emolument table. Then what are the things you can deduct here? Economic depreciation. Economic depreciation, you can have a separate working, working 3 if you want, right? So economic depreciation, let's say working 3, right? Then economic depreciation from previous year assets. From previous year assets, based on the question, right? It says economic depreciation, we have 2,800, right? None of the asset was fully depreciated or disposed, right? Then we can take it as it is 2,800, right? Then new asset additions, you have to do a separate new asset addition. Then given the year taxable period, 23, 24, you have to consider new asset addition. What are they? Right? Furniture, these things, right? Okay, in 1,000, I will take it as it is. For me, it's easy. Then furniture and fittings, you have to refer the applicable trade as per the gazette notification. If you go to gazette notification, right? If you not go to gazette notification, you can see the rate. For furniture and fittings, 12.5%, right? Furniture and fittings, 12.5%. This one into 12.5%, you can take it as economic depreciation, right? Then office equipment also coming under here, 12.5, right? Office equipment also coming under here, right? Office equipment, furniture, all both taken, right? 12.5. Then software, computer software, 25%. Here we can apply 25%, right? 25% all together, you will get economic depreciation total here This is 3,570. Economic depreciation 3,570. Right? This is, you can take it as a deduction. Right? Deduction. Right? After deducting this, we call what? We call value addition prior to tax. Right? We call value addition prior to tax. We write value addition prior to tax. Then we have to get value addition prior to tax attributable to financial service. How much is the percentage? 86%, or even here, right? 86%. Then how much attributable to value addition attributable to financial service? 79, right? 79, right? Then we have to eliminate, because SSCL already included over here, we have to eliminate both, right? SSCL's charge to P&L. Here also we have to eliminate both, right? How to eliminate? This one divided by 120.5 multiplied by 18%, right? Then you will get this much. Okay. Here also, this one divided by 120.5 multiplied by 2.5. After deducting those two, you will get value addition attributable to financial service, exactly how much. Then you can calculate this one multiplied by 18%, right? And this one multiplied by 2.5%, right? We'll get the exact answer, right? Here it's 18%, here 2.5%, right? Hope both are clear. Right. VAT on FS. This is how you need to arrive, right? The VAT on FS liability section. If you have in your university exams or professional exam, you can refer this section in detail answer. I hope this is clear to everyone. So I have some of VAT on FS calculation by considering all the possible adjustments, right? And you can, if you have any questions, you can comment on this video. Or if you want this tutor, you can email me in the about option under this channel. You can make a request by referring to my email, and also you can subscribe, share, and comment with your, if you have any question, you can comment and share with your friends as well. And if you have, as I said, any doubt, if you want these documents for your reference, you can email me. Email is there in the channel, right? Then wish you all the very best for your exam, and we'll see you soon in another video.